discuss the how to find the eigenvalues and eigenvectors for the complex matrix. We are trying to find the eigenvalues and eigenvectors of the complex matrix, means a matrix which has the complex numbers. Question: find the eigenvalues and eigenvectors. Find eigenvalues and eigenvectors of the following matrix. Of the following matrix. Now the matrix is 2, 3 plus 4i, 3 plus 4i, next 3 minus 4i.
Sir, your voice is not audible, sir.
Not audible. Can anyone? Is audible now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Is it okay now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So now the following matrix 2, 3 plus 4i, 3 minus 4i, 2. For this we have to find the eigenvalues and eigenvectors. So the matrix which has the complex numbers. Solution same as usual. Solution, let A is equal to 2, 3 plus 4i, 3 minus 4i, 2. So now after this A is equal to characteristic matrix A minus lambda I. So A minus lambda is what is that? 2 minus lambda, 3 plus 4i, next to 3 minus 4i, next to 2 minus lambda. Next, characteristic equation. Determinant of A minus lambda is equal to 0. So that is nothing but determinant of 2 minus lambda, 3 plus 4i, next 3 minus 4i, next to 2 minus lambda is equal to 0. Determinant AD minus BC, 2 minus lambda into 2 minus lambda minus AD minus BC, 3 minus 4i into 3 plus 4i. Is it okay? Can anyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
0. 2 2s are 4. 2 into minus lambda minus 2 lambda, minus lambda into 2 minus 2 lambda, minus lambda into minus lambda, lambda square. So one more thing, A plus IB into A minus IB. What is value? Can anyone?
A square minus plus B
A
square.
square minus B square.
A square plus B square. A plus IB into A minus IB is the A square plus B square. So when A plus B, A minus B, then it is a square minus B square. When there is a complex numbers will be there, A plus IB, A minus IB, its value A square plus B square. So minus 3 square plus 3 square plus 4 square is equal to 0. Okay, A square plus B square. So now first I am writing lambda square minus 4 lambda, next plus 4, 9 plus 16, 9 plus 16,
25.
25 is equal to 0. So now lambda square minus 4 lambda, 4 minus 25 minus 21 is equal to 0. Now you have to get the 21 when you do product. How we can get?
7 threes are.
7 3, sir.
7 threes are. Very good. lambda square minus 7 lambda, next minus plus 3 lambda minus 21 is equal to 0. Minus 7 lambda plus 3 lambda minus 4 lambda. 7 3s are 21 minus 21. Okay, this you know already. Otherwise you can use calci, you can write directly lambda into, no need to waste the time for roots. If at all chance will be there, immediately you can use your calci. So lambda common, lambda minus 7, 3 common, lambda minus 7 is equal to 0. So that is nothing but lambda minus 7 common, lambda plus 3 is equal to 0. Therefore, lambda minus 3 is equal to 0, lambda plus 3 is equal to 0. Okay. So therefore, lambda is equal to, lambda equal to what is that? Sorry, you are not observed.
7 equals to 0.
Lambda minus 7
Minus
equal
7
to
equals to 0.
lambda plus 3 is equal to 0. That means lambda equal to 7, lambda equal to minus 3. You can write directly. Therefore, the roots are minus 3 comma 7. So we got the roots. Eigen values are minus 3 comma 7. So if you get doubt whether my eigenvalues are right or wrong, minus 3 7, check with the matrix. You got minus 3 7, add them, minus 3 plus 7 how much? 4. So you add these two also, diagonal elements how much? 2 plus 2 4. Eigenvalues minus 3 plus 7 is equal to 4. Therefore our eigenvalues are correct. Have any doubt here up to? Can anyone?
No, sir. No, sir.
Now you got eigenvalues. Next we'll find the eigenvectors. Don't expect eigenvalues always the real numbers. Sometimes you may get complex numbers also. Procedure is same. So now next to find eigenvectors sorry, to find eigenvectors, consider system A minus lambda into x equal to 0. You know A is a 2 cross 2 matrix. A is a 2 cross 2 matrix. The question, what is this A? A is a 2 cross 2 matrix. So x is nothing but x is equal to, what is that? x1
X1, X2.
is a where. Okay. So now a minus lambda into x equal to 0. That a minus lambda we will write. What is that a minus lambda? 2 minus lambda 3 plus 4i. 2 minus lambda 3 plus 4i. Next, what is that? 3 minus 4i, 2 minus lambda. 3 minus 4i, 2 minus lambda into x1, x2 is equal to 0, 0. Sorry. Now you can assume this as a equation 1. So now case 1, eigenvector for lambda equal to minus 3. So now 1 implies how we can write? 2 minus of minus 3, 3 plus 4i, 3 minus 4i, 2 minus of minus 3 into x1, x2 is equal to 0, 0. So now 2 minus of minus, how much its value? How much its value? 5.
5, sir.
3 plus 4i, 3 minus 4i, 5 into x1, x2 is equal to 0, 0. So generally we have to convert this into echelon form, but it is in complex numbers, no need. Like yesterday methods what we discussed, this generally this we have to convert into echelon form, but it will take long time. It is in complex numbers. Don't do such experiment. What you do means uh, take one equation. It is a 2 cross 2 matrix. No, take one equation. Take taking last taking last one equation. You can take any one. What is that? 3 minus 4i into x1 plus 5x2 is equal to 0. So now, how we can do this means, listen here everyone. 3 minus 4i into,
Sir, we can't hear you, sir.
is it, now is it clear? Hello?
Sir, your voice
Voice
is
is low, sir.
low, sir.
Voice is low. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, I'll check my 1 minute. Is it full only now? Check it, is it okay my voice? Hello?
It's still low, sir.
Still low. Okay. Wait a minute, I'll try to use other device. 1 minute. Always try to put another device. Why? Because we cannot believe this all technical tools. Wait a minute, I'm using my some other mic. Now is okay?
Yes,
Hello?
sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir.
Can anyone respond?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. It's
Yes,
okay.
sir. Okay, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
I'm
sir.
sir.
audible,
Audible,
sir,
sir.
your voice now.
It's okay.
Can anyone respond?
Yes, sir.
But I'm unable to. It's okay, but I'm not getting your voice.
Okay, sir.
Oh, there is a problem. 1 minute. Can anyone speak once?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
No. Can anyone speak?
Hello, sir.
Uh, is it my voice is okay if I
Yes,
won't
sir.
put much?
Yes,
Yes,
Yes, sir.
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 Yes, sir.
Your
Sir.
voice is okay, sir.
Yes, sir. It's okay, sir.
Sir.
Okay. So there is a problem in the headphone, I think. I want to be buy new one. And now is it okay now?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
So now what is that? 3 minus 4i into x1 plus 5x2 equal to 0. How to solve this means listen here. 3 minus 4i into x1 is equal to right minus 5x2. Take right side. So when you take right side, again what you do means you write like a x1 by next x2 by. In this format we have to write. So I'm doing some cross multiplication. X1 by minus 5. X1 by minus 5. Next x2 by 3 minus 4i. So therefore x1 by minus 5, x2 by 3 minus 4i is equal to assume some k1. Say, have any doubt here up to? Can anyone?
No, sir.
So now, after getting this eigenvector, simply, if you want, I'll write like this: eigenvector
You can write directly. Eigenvector is minus 5, 3 minus 4i. This is eigenvector. Have any doubt here? Can anyone?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. This is eigenvector x is equal to minus 5, 3 minus 4i. Or if you want detail, you can do like this. Otherwise, or x1 by minus 5 is equal to k1. X1 is equal to, no need this, minus k1. Okay. Next, x2 is equal to x2 by 3 minus 4i is equal to k1. If you want, otherwise, no need. What is this value? X2 is equal to uh, 3 minus 4i into k1. Okay. So what we can write, x is equal to x1 x2 is equal to what is the value? X1 value
Minus 5.
minus 5k1, x2 value 3 minus 4i into k1.
K1.
So that is nothing but when you take k1 common, what will get? K1 common minus 5, 3 minus 4i. That only we got not directly. So no need of doing this process every time. Okay. No need this one. You can directly x1 by minus 5, x2 by 3 minus 4 equal to k1. So what is eigenvector means? Minus 5, 3 minus 4. Okay. Take one equation and solve it. This you can do for the previously starting we did for the 2 cross 2 eigenvalues eigenvectors. Have you remembered? There also you can apply this method. Okay. Can anyone?
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So now, second, eigenvector for, what is the next eigenvalue? Eigenvector for lambda equal to, what is the lambda equal to?
minus
7, sir. 7, sir.
What is eigenvector? 7. So eigenvector for lambda equal to 7. Everyone listen here. One implies, what is the one? Check here. One implies, substitute in the lambda plus 7, 2 minus 7, 2 minus 7, 3 plus 4i, 3 plus 4i. Next, 3 minus 4i, 3 minus 4i, 2 minus 7 into x1, x2 is equal to 0, 0. So now 2 minus 7, how much its value? How much its
Minus
value?
5.
Minus 5. 3 plus 4i, 3 minus 4i, how much its value? Minus 5 into x1, x2 is equal to 0, 0. So now taking last one equation, so what will get? 3 minus 4i into x1, row into column, minus 5 into x2 is equal to 0. So now 3 minus 4i, 3 minus 4i into x1 is equal to 5x2, like a cross multiplication, x1 by 5, x2 by 3 minus 4i. Therefore, what is this value? Eigenvector is equal to some, say, k2. We can, wait a minute, I'll write in the other step. x1 by 5, x2 by 3 minus 4i is equal to some k2, say. So no need of all doing other process. What is eigenvector? What is eigenvector? Can anyone?
5, 3 minus 4.
5, 3 minus 4i.
I 3 minus 4i. That's all. So like this method you can apply for the 2 cross 2 matrices also for real numbers. What are the starting class we did? So therefore you got eigenvalues are minus 3, 7. Therefore final conclusion, eigenvalues are minus 3 comma 7 and eigenvectors, eigenvectors, please mute. What are the eigenvectors?
3
This one, eigenvector, minus
minus
5,
5,
3
3
3
minus
minus
3
4.
minus 4i.
minus 5, 3 minus 4i. Next, second,
5,
5, 3 minus 4. This is the answer. Have any doubt here?
No, sir.
Okay, this is how to do the eigenvalues, eigenvectors for the complex numbers. Same, okay, 2 cross 2. For the complex numbers, he asks generally for 2 cross 2. So take this problem as a homework. Find eigenvalues and eigenvectors. Find eigenvalues and eigenvectors for A is equal to the matrix is 4, 1 minus 3i, next to 1 plus 3i, okay, 7. Sorry, 7. 4, 1 minus 3i, 1 plus 3i, 7. Have you copied this question? Can anyone? Have you copied this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So next time I'm going to discuss the one more problem which is related to 3 cross 3. Question. Can anyone say exactly what is the time?
10, 14.
10 14, sir.
10, 14.
No problem. Show that A is equal to I00 next 00 I, okay, next 0 I 0. Show that A is equal to I00 00 I 0 I 0 is a skew Hermitian and skew Hermitian and we do one thing. Okay, show that A is equal to I00 00 I 0 is a skew Hermitian and also find eigenvalues and corresponding eigenvectors. Okay, square Hermitian and also we have to find eigenvalues and eigenvectors. Can anyone say what is a skew Hermitian?
A power theta is equal to minus a.
Very good, very good. So a matrix A is said to be the square Hermitian. A is equal to minus a power theta, or you can say a power theta equal to minus a. Anyone it will be right. Very good for remembering. So this we have to first check. Skew. What is a Hermitian?
A
Hermitian.
power theta
A
equal to
power
A.
theta is equal to a.
A power theta equal to A is a Hermitian. A power theta equal to minus a is a skew Hermitian. So first we'll check that, then we'll proceed eigenvalues and eigenvectors. So now A is equal to I00 I, next is 0 I 0. So now A conjugate. First we'll write conjugate. What is I conjugate?
Minus A.
What is
Minus
0
A.
conjugate? 0 only.
0.
So now 0 I conjugate minus I 0 I conjugate minus I 0. So now a power theta. So what is a power theta? A power theta is nothing but A conjugate whole transpose. So A conjugate whole transpose means transpose it. What will get? Row as a column minus I 0 0 minus I 0 0 row as a column. Next 0 0 minus I, second row as a second column. Next third row 0 minus I 0. So now if you take minus common, wait a minute, if you take minus common, so what will get? I 0 0 0 0 I 0 I 0. What is this matrix? Can anyone? I
A.
0 A only, no? I 0 0 0 0 I. I 0 0 0 0 I 0 I 0. You got again which matrix? We got A matrix. So minus A. What you have taken? You have taken A power theta. A power theta you got minus A. Okay, you got minus A. Therefore, A power theta is equal to minus A. Therefore, A is a skew Hermitian matrix. Skew Hermitian matrix. Have any doubt here? Can anyone have any doubt? Boys and girls?
No,
No,
sir.
no, sir.
So now, next task, what is it? Finding eigenvalues sign corresponding eigenvectors. So that we will do in the next page. Shall I do next one? In that part, A is equal to, what is the matrix? A is equal to I 0 0 0 0 I. What is it? I 0 0. Same question. We are finding eigenvalues and eigenvectors. I 0 0 0 0 I 0 I 0 0 0 I 0 I 0. So now characteristic matrix A minus lambda I is equal to, can anyone say what is value? Can
I
anyone?
minus
Minus
lambda.
lambda.
Minus lambda 0
I minus
0.
lambda 0 0 0
0
minus
minus
lambda
lambda I.
I
Okay, wait.
0 I
0
minus
minus
lambda.
lambda I. Next is 0 0 0 minus lambda. So now, sorry, I minus lambda 0 0 0 minus lambda I. Next is 0 0 minus lambda. So now, characteristic equation, determinant of A minus
Sir,
lambda is equal to 0. Yes.
last line 0 I minus lambda.
Okay, sorry. This is a what? 0 I, no? 0 I. Otherwise, our answer will go wrong. Okay. I minus lambda 0 0 0 0 minus lambda I 0 I 0 minus lambda. Okay. I minus lambda 0 0 0 minus lambda I 0 I minus lambda. So now characteristic equation. Is this okay now? Can anyone? Determinant I minus lambda into, I'm doing directly, close this column row. Close this column row. So what will get? I minus lambda into minus lambda, sorry, I'll change the color. Minus lambda into minus lambda minus I into I. Okay. So now minus 0 into anything is 0 plus this also 0 into anything is 0 is equal to 0. Right side is equal to 0. So now I minus lambda into lambda square minus I square. Okay. This all value will be 0. I minus lambda into what is value? Lambda square. What is a? We do
Plus
one
1.
thing. Wait minute. Uh, for your purpose, I square is a, what is the value? Minus 1 is equal to 0. So I minus lambda, lambda square plus 1 is equal to 0. This is a characteristic equation. Now its roots, which implies I minus lambda equal to 0, lambda square plus 1 is equal to 0, which implies what is a lambda equal to I? Lambda square is equal to minus 1. So that is nothing but lambda is equal to plus or minus under root minus 1. So what is the under root minus 1 plus or minus? What is the
I
root minus
square.
1? I. So therefore, lambda equal to I plus or minus I. So therefore, I is how many times? Can anyone?
2 times.
2
Two times.
times.
So if you want, I'll write lambda equal to plus or I means plus I comma minus I, its meaning. Okay. Therefore, lambda equal to I comma minus I. So therefore, lambda equal to I is repeating 2 times. Therefore, eigenvalues are eigen sorry eigenvalues are I comma minus I. Have any doubt here? Can anyone?
No, sir.
So this is a finding eigenvalues I comma minus I. Sorry, it is a which order matrix? It is a 3 cross 3. Which order it is a 3 cross 3. So now in the next page, to find eigen vectors, consider system A minus lambda into x is equal to 0. So what is the A minus lambda? Can anyone?
I minus lambda.
I minus lambda
0, 0.
0 0. Next
0 minus lambda I.
0 minus lambda I. Next
0 I minus lambda.
0 I minus lambda. This matrix we are written. Okay, this one. So now into what is a x1 x2, what is a capital X?
x1, x2, x3.
X1, x2, x3. Why we call it is a 3 cross 3 matrix? It is a 3 cross 3. So you have to take x1, x2, x3 is equal to 0 0 0. This assume as a equation 1. This assume as a equation 1. So now case 1, eigenvector for lambda equal to I. That is only now first eigenvector. So now 1 implies what you will get? I minus I in the lambda place 0 0 0 minus I. Next I. Next 0 I minus I into x1, x2, x3 is equal to 0 0 0. So now that is nothing but what will get 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 minus I. Next 0 I minus I into x1 x2 x3 is equal to 0 0 0. So now I is a repeated or not? Can anyone?
Yes, sir. Repeated.
In a repeated, yesterday how many equations were taken? I is a repeated.
1 equation.
One equation.
So very good. So I is a repeated. So you have to take one equation. Taking last one equation. So what is the last one equation? listen here, 0 into x1 row into column plus I into x2 minus I into x3 is equal to 0, which implies what will get? We cannot do anything here. 0 into x1 is 0, 0 into x1 is 0. So therefore, wait a minute, I into x2 minus I into x3 is equal to 0. 0 into x1 is 0. So now, how many equations here?
One equation.
How many unknowns?
Two unknowns.
3.
How many unknowns?
3.
3 unknowns. In the equation, it may not, listen carefully. One equation, but 3 unknowns. The 0 into x1 quotient, this will be 0, but here, but originally how many unknowns it will be? 3 unknowns. So one equation, 3 unknowns. Okay. So now let, first what I am doing means, wait a minute, let one equation, 3 unknowns. How much not balanced?
2.
2 not balanced. 2 not balanced. So 2 unknowns are the parameters, which implies 2 parameters you have to take. This is a rough work. So what I am doing means, let x3 is equal to k1. Okay. x3 is equal to k1, which implies what will get? I into x2 minus I into k1 equal to 0. So that is nothing but I common x2 minus k1, sorry, x2 minus k1 is equal to 0, which implies I right side 0 by a is a 0. So x2 minus k1 equal to 0. So now x3 is equal to k1. Okay, x2 is equal to k1. So now what is a x1? Listen here.
0.
Huh? Listen here. X3 is equal to, we are taken k1. So we got x2 is equal to k1, we got x2 value, we got x3 value, we got. Then what about x1? It is not involved in the equation.
0.
Cheppa amma, 0 na? Cheppu, say frankly, right or wrong we'll decide.
Yes,
What is
sir.
x1 value?
0,
0.
sir.
Is any more persons?
0, sir.
0? So now x2 is so what you got this value? Wait a minute. x2 minus k1 equal to 0, which implies x2, sorry, x2 is equal to k1. This answer. So the girl, what you are saying answer, amma em cheptunnanu? X2 value there, x3 value there. What is x1 value? Say
0, sir.
0 you are saying. So 0 you are saying, don't say 0. It's not a 0. Why? Because for example, you are not present in the online class. You are not present in the class. That means you are not there in this planet. Today you are absent for the online class. Today you are absent for the online class. It is mean that you are not there in this universe. ఈ ప్రపంచంలో నువ్వు లేనట్ట ఆన్లైన్ క్లాస్లో లేకపోతే? Can anyone?
No, sir.
So
No, sir.
No,
if
sir.
you're not there in the class means it doesn't mean that you are not there in this world. Okay. So in the same way, when x1 is not there in the equation means it doesn't mean that x1 is 0. x1 value may be some any other thing. Why? Because 0 into x1. 0 into x1 is 0. x1 is not 0 here. What is happening? Quotient here. Check here. 0 into x1 is 0. 0 into x1 is 0. x1 not 0. So what, how many unknowns you have to assume as a parameter? Can anyone?
Two.
Two unknowns.
Unknowns. So one unknown you assumed as a parameter k1. So x3 as a k1. Okay. Next you assume x1 is equal to k2. Two unknowns you have to assume as a parameters. No? Two unknowns you assume as a parameter. One equation, three unknowns, two not balanced. Two unknowns as a take parameter. So x3 I taken k1. I got x2 value. So one more I have to assume. So x1 equal to k2. Therefore, is any doubt? Let. Can anyone have any doubt?
No, sir.
No, sir.
So you people what you do means, so there is a no x1 in the equation, therefore it will be 0. Not like that. So two unknowns parameter, one unknown k1, another unknown I'm taking x1 equal to k2. That's all. I got all x1, x2, x3 values. So x1, x2, x3 is equal to what is that? K2. Next x2 as a k1, x3 as a k1. Therefore, um, can I write like this separately? This one 0, 1,
One.
k1, k1 plus k2, 0, 0. Check it. 0 plus k2, k2. K1 plus 0, k1. K1 plus 0, k1. Can I write like this? Have any objection? Can anyone?
No, sir.
K2. So K1 common. So K1 common. What will get 0, 1, 1. K2 common. What is that? 1, 0, 0. So therefore, eigenvectors. What is the eigenvectors? Eigenvectors. What is that? 0, 1, 1. Next 1, 0, 0. Have any doubt here? Boys and girls. Have any doubt here?
No, sir.
So you don't assume that not only in this, any like this problem, if the, it is not in the equation means it is not its value 0. క్లాస్లో లేవంటే ప్రపంచంలో లేవన్నట్టు కాదు. You may be present somewhere, you may be present in cinema theater, you may be present in some other park. So but there is a some value. That is the reason x1 equal to k2. It is balanced. Two parameters as a two parameters you have to take. That means x3 is a k1, x1 equal to k2. Two parameters were taken. Therefore, it's completed. Okay. So now what is the next eigenvalue?
Minus I.
K minus I. Is it repeated? Case 2.
No,
Eigenvector.
sir.
This boy coming now. B1 Shravan Reddy, are you there? Shravan Reddy. Is Shravan Reddy belongs to your class? Can anyone? Shravan Reddy, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Why you came late? Shravan Reddy. Is there Shravan Reddy? Shravan Reddy, will you speak? మీ క్లాస్లో ఉన్నారా శ్రవణ్ రెడ్డి అనే అబ్బాయి ఎవరైనా? కెన్ ఎనీవన్ రెస్పాండ్? బాయ్స్ అండ్ గర్ల్స్
Yes, sir.
ఉన్నారా శ్రవణ్ రెడ్డి?
Yes, sir.
If you come late means I won't give attendance for next time. Eigenvector for lambda equal to minus I. So 1 implies. What is a 1? Check here. What is a 1?
I minus lambda.
Okay, this one implies. So in the lambda place you have to substitute minus I minus of minus I in the lambda place. 0, 0. Next 0 minus lambda, no? 0 minus I value, what is it? Minus I. I'm just substituting lambda value minus I. Next what is here? I. Next 0 I. 0 I. What is that in the lambda place? Minus I. Minus I. into x1, x2, x3 is equal to 0, 0, 0. So now what is value? I minus I minus I. Sorry, minus into minus I plus I. I plus I how much?
2i.
2i, 0, 0. Next to 0, I. Next to 0, I. What is value? I. So x1, x2, x3 is equal to 0, 0, 0. Minus I repeated is minus I repeated. Can anyone?
No, sir.
So when it is not repeated, how many equations you have to take?
Two
Two
equations.
equations.
Two equations. If you take last two equation, last two both are same. Now check it.
Yes, sir.
0 I, 0 I. Last two are same. So don't take. So I'm taking first two equations. Taking నువ్వు ఇప్పుడు ఈ రెండు తీసుకున్నావు అనుకో ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇఫ్ యూ టేక్ లాస్ట్ టూ వాట్ విల్ గెట్ మీన్స్ x1 by 0 x2 by 0 x3 by 0 you will get if you take last two why because these are the two or same equation if you take last two you will get x0 x20 x30 it is not eigenvector 0i 0i it is only one equation only so taking we have to take two different equation taking first two equations. Listener, in the exam, you may be busy with all the questions. By confusedly you are taken last two. No worry. Last two తీసుకున్నాం ఆన్సర్ ఏమవుతుందంటే you will get x1 by 0, x2 by 0, x3 by 0 you will get. Oh, all are 0 means it is not a eigenvector. So then you go for taking first two equations. If you take last two and you are busy, you will get all zeros. Oh, it is not a eigenvector. Then go for immediately first two equation. That's all. There is no any other worry about that. Okay, so what will get 2i into x1 0 into x2 0 into x3 next 0 into x1 plus I into x2 next I into x3 is equal to 0. So now x1 by same thing whatever the previously we proceed close this column x1 by wait a minute can anyone say x1 by what is the value 0 into I minus I into 0 minus x2 by minus x2 by close this column what you will get can anyone
2i into I.
2i into I minus
0.
0 into 0 next x3 by x3
2i into I.
x3 close this column so 2i into I minus what is that
0 into 0.
0 into 0 therefore x1 by 0 next to minus x2 by what is
Minus 2.
2i square if you want I'll write one step for you 2i square x3 by this is also what you got 2i square what is I square value can anyone minus
Minus
1
1.
you can write directly to understand everyone in the class I'm writing so minus x2 by what is value 2 into minus 1 x3 by 2 into minus 1 sir I can no means you can write directly no issue x1 by 0 this minus minus get cancelled x2 by 2 here x3 by minus 2 so is equal to some k1 k2 they're completed as in k3 say so therefore if you want x1 by 0 is equal to k3 which implies x1 is equal to 0 next x2 by 2 is equal to k3 which implies x2 is equal to 2k3 next x3 by minus 2 is equal to k3 which implies x3 is equal to minus 2k3 so therefore x is equal to x1 x2 x3 is equal to what is x1 value? Can anyone? 0, 2k3 minus 2k3. So what we can take common?
2k3.
2k3 common. So you will get 0, 1, minus 1. So what is eigenvector? Eigenvector is what is that? 0, 1, minus 1. Okay, have any doubt here? Can anyone?
No, sir.
Therefore, eigenvalues are I comma I comma minus I. Eigenvectors. What are the eigenvectors? Anyone? What is eigenvectors?
0, 1,
0,
1,
1. Wait a minute. Eigenvectors 0, 1, 1.
1, 1, 1, 0,
Next
0,
1, 0, 0. Next
0,
this one
1, minus 1.
0, 1, minus 1. This is the solution. Eigenvectors and eigenvector. That means in the today's class you learn how to find the eigenvalues and eigenvectors for the complex numbers also. The same procedure. There is no any other difference. Have any doubt here?
No, sir.
Sir.
So you practice the same problem as a homework and as well as the whatever they given 2x2. So one more homework. What does that mean? Same matrix. A is equal to I0 0 homework 0 0 I 0 0 I 0 I 0 same I 0 0 0 0 I 0 I 0 show that uh, it is unitary matrix. It is unitary matrix. Can anyone say what is a unitary matrix? Unitary matrix. Can anyone say what is a unitary matrix? Can anyone?
A
What?
into A power theta equals to I A power theta into A.
A into A power theta equal to A power theta. A is equal to identity. So you have to do A into A power theta. Okay. Do just A into A power theta. You will get identity. From that you can say it is a unitary matrix. What is A power theta? A power theta means A conjugate transpose. Just to do this one enough. Why? Because I00. I00. Save you will get A power theta also, I think. Confusion. Wait a minute. No, wait a minute. Okay, I'm giving the hint. It is a skew Hermitian. 1 minute. Do A into A power theta. Okay. Next to do A power theta into A also. Both cases, if we get identity, then it is a unitary matrix. Okay. So what is a hint? Do A into A power theta into A. In both cases you got identity means it is a unitary matrix. Is any doubt? Boys and girls.
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
Okay. This is a hint for problem. Do these two. A into A power theta into A. Both cases you have to get identity. Then it is a unitary. Wait a minute.